Shalom. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yamla, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, great millstones. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopefully elect. Brother Izari with the Pittsburgh GMS camp. All right, this is a lesson I tried to do the other day and end up not recording. You know how Satan is, so before I can move to the next lesson, Spirit has me readdressing this topic. All right, Kendrick Lamar and other celebrities that know they're Israelites, generally speaking, okay, are not prophets. Okay, they're not prophets. You can see the brother here did a response on this. He reposted it here on this second page 2 days ago, and this is a true statement. Okay, all these sellout entertainers know that they're Israelites. Okay, they do. Now Joe Budden makes a statement. Okay, I don't know if I want to highlight it in particular, but if you can watch the brother's video. I think he might play the clip, and Joe Budden's quoted saying the halftime performance seemed like some type of Israelite ritual, and you have Deacon Hakah, okay, from Genesis Mode, or Priest, whatever this guy's name is, whatever this, I guess I'll say brother's name is, because he does preach the truth, even though these guys won't give us any credit, but we try to do the Spirit, as the scriptures say. Nevertheless, Hamashiach is preached. Okay, so these guys preach Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, so we try not to get on them too hard, except we just correct you when you go off on the doctrine. Okay, but this guy's very excited, and he's kind of feeding into hearing about Kendrick being an Israelite. But we have to bring things back to focus. We have to bring things back to an understanding that these guys are not prophets. Okay, and at the end of the day, they're not to be followed, which the elect will understand this. But there are many people that will allow themselves to see someone like Kendrick. You see he's got a diamond crusted crown of thorns. He's got this new, I don't know what type of hairstyle he had here, but he's portraying himself like that image that you see of so-called black Jesus on people's wall, where he's got these dreads, and you know what I mean. That's not how he looked either. As the scriptures say, he had hair that was white like wool, so he would have a white woolly hair, okay, not black dreads, and he would have a white beard anyway, and eyes as red as flames, okay, from drinking wine, and so on and so forth. We know his description through the scriptures. So I want to go into something because that was the title of my lesson. Kendrick Lamar gives an uncertain sound when it comes to the Hebrew Israelite faith. Okay, let me see here. The truth, because it keeps. I'm the type of guy, when I listen to music, I listen to the lyrics, and when people start talking about how they are, when people start, how can I word it, portraying themselves to be spiritual, as someone who's heavily influenced, or used to be heavily influenced by music, which many people are. I mean, music knows how to, what's the word? A lot of music, a lot of memories are associated with music, because music is very powerful, such as the particular time when King Saul had demons on him. and King David played the harp and soothed those demons off of Saul, or calmed his spirit. At that time, music has a very powerful influence. Okay, and the same goes for us. We're still in this flesh. All right, and so, I would listen to certain songs. Okay, Kendrick Lamar is a very talented rapper. Now, in this particular song, and in many songs, he gives a mixed signal. He has to give a mixed signal. No one can be truly famous as Kendrick Lamar and be 100% Hebrew Israelite. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna get pushed back. You're gonna be called anti-Sem, so on and so forth. You know how this devil plays it, right? Okay, so let's just go into this lyric. All right, which, as we know, the scriptures say, no man can bring a clean thing from an unclean thing, not one. Okay, let's get that. Let's make sure I'm quoting it. Okay, Job 14:4, 144. It says, "Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one." So that's saying nobody can bring a clean thing out of an unclean. And hip hop is an unclean and corrupted form of music, especially here in Babylon. So let's get to this point. Right, so ban our alliance, put burners in the hands of the black man. One hood with 24 fours, like a Kobe Bryant. He promotes. He's whether or not he wants to. Okay, he's inadvertently promoting violence. That gives me the picture of 20 niggas with four Glocks. With 44s or whatever. But let's read this. It says, "You probably heard I wanna be heard and wonder who I am. You probably even listen to Faith and think I know Zion." So right here, he's alluding that he listens to the Faith, Hebrew Israelites, and you probably think he knows Zion, meaning he knows about Israel. Okay, see, he'd been kind of alluding to the fact that he knew he was an Israelite before the album Damn. You see, it says, "But really, I'm just caught in the loop of understanding the truth because it seems like it's always clashing with science." You see, so as we can see, this guy is not quite solidified on what he believes. He probably he probably on some level grasps that he's an Israelite. But as you see, when you really listen to him, okay, you probably even listen to Faith and think I know Zion. So you probably even listen to the prophets and you think that Kendrick knows, but he's admitting himself. He's caught in the loop of understanding the truth because it seems like it's always clashing with science. There's a lot of things that are flawed in the way that Kendrick Lamar believes. There are statements that he makes that are superstitious, or outright will have you question his faith. Okay, and there's nothing else coming to mind. I'm sure I'll bring up this other lyric. Okay, now this is in a recent song from the album. What's the name of this damn album? Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. This is the song "Rich Spirit." I like the beat to this song. I like the concept to this song, but as there's a few lyrics in here in particular that really kind of threw me off when I heard it, because this is after the fact that he said, "Hey, I'm an Israelite. You can't call me black no more." Right? But then he goes on this song. He says, "The aloof Buddha, I'm Christ with a shooter. Praise to Muhammad, I might nigga Nusha." So right here, he's saying a lot. He's calling himself the aloof Buddha. Okay. Now, I don't know I don't want to get too far into defining the lyrics, but as you see, he's calling himself Buddha. Then right here, he says, "I'm Christ with a shooter." Okay. So, that's self-explanatory. Then he says, "Praise to Muhammad." So right here, he's giving credence to Buddha, calling himself Buddha. He's calling himself Christ. And then he's giving praise to Muhammad. So, this is not something that for conscience sake, someone who was solidified on being an Israelite, this is not something that they should say. Okay, but for, let's say, maybe subtility's sake, or to fly under the radar, he's probably either pressured to say these things, or he feels as though he has to say these things in order to appease the powers that be. Because you got to understand, a lot of these Khazars, these 1948ers, actually own these record labels and things of that nature, work very closely with the music industry. So I just wanted to go into that. These people are not prophets and are not to be followed after. Okay, there's things in here that you can kind of learn from. He talks about fasting in this one. I think at one point he says he fasts 4 days out of the week. That's very admirable. Okay, there's people in the truth that say, hell, I don't fast 4 days out the week. That's good. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the Lord have not chosen, music to be the medium through which he communicates with people, as the scriptures say. And I'll get it, and then I'll probably close the lesson so I can move on to the next one. And this is just something that I would just want to do through the Spirit. I mean, it's not, there are better things out there. Okay, but when you see certain things, you report on them. Let's get this though. Review. And this is something I had to learn. Okay, Ecclesiastes 7 verse 5 says, it is better to hear the rebuke of the wise. So it's better to hear a sit down and a lesson than for a man to hear the song of fools. Okay, and as the scriptures say, if they speak not according to this word, there's no light in them. Okay, and everything like that. So yep, I just wanted to do that lesson. Lord willing, you were edified. Okay, till the next time, say shalom.